The carved bird of Mmiata Anam. Chiedu stood at the edge of the river, the water flowing gently past his feet. He had just turned 18, and his heart felt as restless as the current. All he could think about was Chinelo, who was 2 years younger and filled his thoughts like the morning mist fills the valley. He clutched a small, carved wooden bird in his hand, a gift he had made for her, a symbol of his silent hope. "Still dreaming, Chiedu?" a voice called out. It was his friend, Obina, walking towards him with a knowing smile. Chiedu quickly hid the bird. "I am not dreaming," he said, his voice a little too quick. "I'm planning. I'm going to speak to her family. I'm going to make my intentions known." The next morning, Chiedu dressed in his finest clothes, his heart pounding like a drum. He felt the weight of tradition on his shoulders, the importance of this step. He walked towards Chinelo's compound, rehearsing the words he would say, the promises he would make. But as he approached, a sleek, expensive car was parked outside the compound. A man, much older than him, was speaking with Chinelo's father, Ifani. It was Mmiata, a wealthy man from the city. Chiedu's heart sank, the air leaving his lungs in a rush. He hid behind a large mango tree, listening to their conversation. Mmiata spoke of his business, his wealth, and his ability to provide a life of comfort for Chinelo. Chiedu felt a crushing despair. How could he, a young man with nothing but a dream, compete with that? He returned home, defeated. Obina found him sitting on a bench, his head in his hands. "He's older, he has more," Chiedu said, his voice hollow. "How can I compete with a man like that?" Obina looked at him, his face serious. "Love isn't a competition, Chiedu. It's not about who has the most. It's about who has the truest heart. You have something he doesn't. You have your own story." Inspired by his friend's words, Chiedu remembered the small wooden bird. It was a symbol of his own heart, his own feelings. He had to go back, not to compete, but to speak his own truth. He had to show Chinelo the love that was uniquely his. He found Chinelo in the compound's garden. He didn't mention Mmiata. He simply held out the carved bird and told her how he felt. Chinelo listened, her eyes wide with surprise, and a small, genuine smile began to form on her lips. Chinelo's father, Ifani, watched from the doorway. He saw the genuine connection between the two young people, a bond forged not by wealth, but by a shared heart. He smiled, knowing that a true union was not about what one could provide, but about the love that was already there. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.